Kryptonians originate from the planet Krypton. Their physiology matches humans outwardly, but their cells store solar energy, enabling abilities like super strength, flight, and heat vision under a yellow sun. Krypton orbited the red star Rao and supported a high-tech civilization that used crystalline technology for data storage and structure. Society divided into 5 guilds: science, military, religious, artist, and labor, each with specific roles. Their culture valued science and strength under Rao, the sun god. With rituals performed by guild-associated deities, they used artificial wombs for birth, and full biological births were rare by the planet's final era. Kryptonians absorbed red sun radiation on Krypton without powers. Exposure to Earth's yellow sun triggered enhanced abilities: speed, stamina, invulnerability, solar vision, ice breath, and flight. They also could perform tactile telekinesis and energy projection, and some had unique skills like teleportation or molecular control introduced in later series. Their weakness included kryptonite, magic, red-orange sunlight, and Kryptonian diseases. Krypton's destruction occurred June 16, 10,000. Survivors included Kal-El, his cousin Kara Zor-El, her parents Allura and Zor-El, Phantom Zone prisoners like General Zod, and inhabitants of Minikandor. The race known as New Gods hail from 2 planets named New Genesis and Apokolips. They live in a realm called the Fourth World. Their origin traces to the destruction of a realm called Urgrund, home to a predecessor race dubbed the Old Gods. That cataclysm split Urgrund into New Genesis and Apokolips and seeded the emergence of New Gods on both worlds. New Gods claim genetic perfection and humanoid form. Those on New Genesis exhibit enhanced strength, speed, intellect, stamina, reflexes, and immortality. Similar traits apply to Apokolips natives, but many there fall below that level, while a few match or exceed human capacities. They draw power from the source, a cosmic energy field. They live beyond time and space, shielded by technology including teleportation devices called boom tubes and sentient machines named mother boxes. Their only known physical weakness is a substance named radion. New Genesis sits under the rule of Isaiah, titled Highfather, who supports justice and communal unity. Apokolips lies under Uxus, known as Darkseid, whose regime is marked by oppression, warfare, and tyranny. A legendary conflict flared when Steppenwolf of Apokolips murdered Isaiah's wife Avia. In response, Isaiah and Uxus exchanged their sons Orion and Scott free to seal a pact. That peace later collapsed when Uxus invaded Earth seeking a device called the anti-life equation. Orion is the son of Uxus and was raised on New Genesis under Highfather's care. He became a warrior gifted with superhuman durability, strength, speed, healing, combat mastery, metering the Astroforce through his Astro harness, and wielding a mother box. Scott Free, known as Mr. Miracle, is the adoptive son of Highfather, raised on Apokolips. He mastered escape artistry and bore a mother box. He led a team called the Forever People and married Big Barda. Big Barda served as the leader of Apokolips's female Furies before defecting to New Genesis and marrying Scott. She wields immense strength and survives thanks to her mother box. Steppenwolf, Darkseid's uncle, commands army forces and rides battlehounds. He led weapon raids on resource-rich planets 245,000 years ago. Lashina is a female Furies warrior from Apokolips who uses electrified whips in battle. She resists physical damage and ages slowly but remains vulnerable to radion. Graven is another son of Darkseid who led a destructive interstellar campaign. He has similar superhuman traits, limited access to the Omega effect. He was killed during Death of the New Gods and later resurrected. The New Gods are worshipped by select alien civilizations. They embody a cosmic balance between good and evil, with occasional refugee movements, tragic losses, and philosophical quests that reflect their mythic status. The Amazons are a race of immortal warrior women living on Themyscira. They were formed over 3,000 years ago by the Olympian goddesses Artemis, Athena, Hestia, Demeter, and Aphrodite, using the souls of women slain by men, which created clay bodies beneath the Aegean Sea. Queen Hippolyta is the first Amazon and leader of their nation. She was given a golden girdle of Gaia by the goddesses as a symbol of her role and is bestowed with superhuman abilities: strength, speed, durability, senses, healing, and agility. Antiope is Hippolyta's sister and co-ruler, who also received divine empowerment and labored alongside Hippolyta in founding Themyscira. Themyscira is shrouded by Aphrodite's law, which grants immortality to Amazons while no man sets foot on the island. The island floats undetectably in space and time. Access is allowed only through magical barriers that erase memory upon exit. The Amazons divided into 2 groups, the original Themyscirans and the Bana Migdal tribe. Antiope led the latter to Egypt after separating from Hippolyta following their exile imposed by Hercules. These Bana Migdal Amazons later returned and lived in uneasy truce, each group governing opposite ends of the island. Wonder Woman, born Princess Diana as Hippolyta's daughter with no male involvement, became the Amazons' ambassador to man's world. Diana renounced immortality to promote peace and justice among humanity. Other key Amazons include Philippus, who surfaced second after Hippolyta and served as royal captain and scholar, receiving gifts from the Olympian goddesses. Mala is an ally and contest participant who hails from Themyscira's core, Migdal tribe. Nubia, Hippolyta's older twin sister, born from darker clay just before Diana, was abducted by Ares and trained in warfare before returning to Themyscira as a princess. Amazon culture emphasizes martial arts, agriculture, diplomacy, and Greek-style worship. Their society practices matriarchal rule and hand-to-hand combat training. They forbid men and cultivate children through periodic alliances with selected external tribes, naming boys for return to their fathers and raising girls internally. Amazon technology combines mystical and classical elements. The Oans, also called the Guardians of the Universe, are an ancient race from the planet Malthus. These small, blue-skinned beings with white hair evolved from tall Malthusians into shorter, larger-headed figures after moving to Oa. They founded the interstellar law enforcement group called the Green Lantern Corps, administering it from the Citadel on Oa, located at the center of the universe. Their mission was to combat evil and maintain cosmic order. The Oans possess near-omniscient intellect, cosmic awareness, immortality, time and dimensional manipulation, matter and energy control, telepathy, telekinesis, and reality warping capabilities. Their only known vulnerability is internal conflict. Their early experiment with time manipulation caused a catastrophic event that splintered creation into a multiverse. This prompted their relocation to Oa and taking up the Guardian role. They created the Manhunters, a robot police force, which later rebelled and massacred lives before being decommissioned. They managed magical threats by containing the Starheart, a concentrated magical energy, and imprisoned its associated demons on Ysmalt. They also protected creation from a destructive species on Mars by genetically modifying them to fear fire. Their internal divisions deepened after the Manhunter Rebellion. The controllers believed in absolute control. The Zamarons embraced detachment, and the main body remained as Guardians. The Anti-Monitor killed many Guardians. Afterward, they withdrew from the universe in exile alongside the Zamarons. Significant individual Oans include Krona, who caused the multiverse to form and was punished by being turned into energy, Appa Ali Apsa, who created an unstable mosaic world before being stopped, and Ganthet, who left to form the Blue Lantern Corps. Artifacts and locations tied to the Oans include the central power battery on Oa, which stores willpower energy, the Book of Oa containing their laws, sciences for imprisoning villains, and the Oan Citadel, their headquarters. The Martians of DC consist primarily of green Martians and white Martians. Native to the planet Mars, green Martians are a philosophical group with green skin and red eyes. The most prominent green Martian is the Martian Manhunter. He fled to Earth after Mars's destruction and later became a founding member of the Justice League. White Martians are white-skinned, hairless, and shaped by their warrior culture. They evolved alongside greens, but were genetically separated by the Guardians of the Universe around 20,000 years ago in response to Martian aggression. The White Martians launched a prolonged civil war against greens, ultimately losing and being exiled to the extra-dimensional still zone. Their distinct philosophy and psychology define them as aggressive conquerors, in stark contrast to the greens' contemplative nature. Both races inherit shapeshifting, telepathy, super strength, durability, regeneration, flight, invisibility, phasing, and telekinesis. All Martians share a weakness to fire and a phobia called Ronmir's curse. White Martians remain vulnerable to these despite their altered minds. Their ancient ancestor race, known as the Burning Martians, practiced asexual fire-based reproduction. This led to the genetic split by the Guardians, who also instilled a fear of fire in both descendant races to prevent their full latent power from emerging. Megan Moores, known as Miss Martian, is a white Martian infiltrator who posed as a green Martian and later joined the Teen Titans. Atlanteans originated on ancient Atlantis, a human-derived subspecies developed after a catastrophic deluge roughly 11,000 BCE when a magical scientific experiment sank their original land home. Their lineage stems from a mix of early humans, Homo magi, and metagenes, which adapted survivors to underwater life. Atlantean physiology enables underwater respiration through gills, tolerance of extreme pressures, and enhanced senses, including vision and sound detection in dark depths. They possess superhuman strength, speed, endurance, durability, and some demonstrate innate magical ability inherited from Homo magi. They remain vulnerable to dehydration and cannot survive long on land without specialized equipment. Atlantis developed into a high-technology civilization powered by magic and science, with early feats including potential space travel around 50,000 BCE. After the sinking, the survivors reorganized into several kingdoms. The Atlantean royal lineage traces back to King Atlan, whose use of a protective dome in 3000 BCE caused the Great Fall of Atlantis. His brother Kordax led Necrutian Atlanteans in aggressive conquest, prompting Atlan to seal them beneath Antarctic glaciers. Magic users Calcula and Magistra advanced Atlantis near 143,000 BCE before their mystic feud occurred. Prominent Atlanteans include Nuidus Vulco, Atlantis' chief scientist and advisor to the throne, whose magic and political acumen guide statecraft. Garth, also known as Tempest, a warrior with buoyancy adaptive fluids and high-pressure endurance who can swim faster than 85 miles per hour and serves as ambassador. Mara, Isabellian royalty, gifted with hydrokinetic power to form solid water and sense bodies of water, and ranked as the strongest water manipulator recorded. Dolphin, originally altered by aliens and later restored, who exhibits shape-shifting scales, camouflage, and regained Atlantean traits after returning to Atlantis. Artifacts and organizations include the Atlantean Royal Palace, the Kingsguard, the Drift Black Ops, Men of War military units, and the Widowhood, a spiritual order. Key events include the Necrucian War, when Cordex's faction was sealed, the Great Fall of Atlantis after Atlan's dome failure, the Sub-Diego transformation following modern warfare, and the alliance with Amazons and humans to repel Darkseid's invasion millennia ago. The Dominators, also known as the Dominion, are an alien race who originate from the planet Dominion and are humanoid with yellow skin and a red forehead caste mark. They follow a strict caste-based hierarchy, where social status is indicated by the red circle size on the forehead. They excel in genetic engineering, often manipulating the metagene to enhance members of their caste. The Dominators led the alien coalition called the Alien Alliance to invade Earth during the invasion crossover. Their stated goal was to control superpowered humans, known as metahumans. When the invasion faltered, one Dominator deployed a gene bomb that incapacitated many metahumans. That individual was imprisoned by fellow Dominators, and data extracted from him eventually helped heroes reverse the bomb's effects. They launched a millennium-long plan for Earth domination, destroying the moon and deploying power spheres in cities, causing mass casualties. Their eventual defeat by the United Planets forced them to surrender. During the post-Infinite Crisis era, their world fell under a biological mind control invasion by Starro the Conqueror. In the 31st century, they unleashed a colossal robot and technovirus to seize Earth, accompanied by genetically engineered super soldiers derived from metahuman DNA. The Legion thwarted this and imprisoned them in the Phantom Zone. Dominators possess advanced intellect, mastery in science, and high-level technological prowess, including warp starships, transphasic cannons, neutron blasters, biobullets, tachyon disruptors, planet-destroying star strikers, AI viruses, and super soldiers. Their agenda centers on genetic control. They feared Earth's unpredictable meta-gene potential, aiming to exploit or suppress it based on their objectives. Tamaraneans are a humanoid race originating from the planet Tamaran in the Vega star system, 26 light-years from Earth. They descend from a feline-like species that worshipped the goddess Exhal on neighboring Okara before settling on Tamaran. Tamaranean physiology converts solar and ultraviolet radiation into energy. They naturally develop superhuman strength, speed, agility, endurance, durability, flight, space survival, decelerated aging, and resistance to extreme conditions. They can also absorb stellar energy while in proximity to stars at light-speed travel levels when fully powered. A unique ability, tactile language assimilation, enables anyone to instantly learn another species' language through lip-to-lip contact. Some individuals, such as Princess Coriander, developed internal energy projection, later called starbolts, through scion genetic experiments. Tamaranean society is organized under feudal royal families, each landmass ruled by nobles and governed by a grand ruler. They value emotion over logic, training every citizen in warrior arts while celebrating passion and affection. Bonds among individuals can involve multiple partners emotionally, though committed unions remain culturally significant. Their planet endured over a century-long war against the Citadel, during which Princess Comander betrayed her people. King Myander conceded his daughter Coriander to slavers to end the conflict, causing Tamaranian near extinction. Tamaranian architecture includes capital cities like Tamarus and a feudal network of city-states. Key narratives include Starfire's enslavement and escape, and the transformation of Tamaranian society under scion manipulation and Citadel subjugation.